Today's video is going to be about jealousy in female friendships, specifically between the beef that's going on right now between Bad Baby and Alabama Barker. So, here's my take that nobody asked for. Rap beefs are like an entire genre all on their own. I'm pretty much partial to the belief that they are mostly for clout and publicity. It's like a marketing strategy. Like I'm sure many of you didn't even know who either of these girls were, especially Alabama Barker. I was really unfamiliar with her. And Bad Baby hasn't been relevant in hip hop for a while. As far as I knew, she's mostly an internet personality and an OF model. So Bad Baby, I think, is actually a millionaire. She makes more money off of OF than probably her own music, which, good for her. So anyways, it's no coincidence that, these two girls who are kind of wannabe rappers are now beefing and blowing up the whole internet. For those of you who are emotionally invested in this nonsense between these two, very, very vapid cultural appropriators, let me put something into perspective for you. It takes a lot of resources, organization, planning, casting, editing, a lot of production goes into making a song and composing the music and creating a entire music video. All that typically does not happen in 2 weeks. So for example, a simple commercial would probably take months of planning, preparation, rehearsals, fittings, castings, editing, etc., etc. So it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that, these two girls who are already cosplaying hip hop culture are being kind of fake. I mean, chasing clout. And, the result is giving buffoonery. But the internet is totally here for it. And like I said, it's honestly a genius marketing move from a business standpoint. Although that isn't really the route I would go on personally. But, Alabama Barker, for example, she was very recently, up until a few years ago, channeling Taylor Swift. So this is a complete 180. This girl has done a complete metamorphosis. And, the thing is, she is born into wealth. And you could even say she's born into quote-unquote high society because her dad is a celebrity, He's not an A-list celebrity, but he is a celebrity. People know who he is. He's Travis Barker. I think he's married to one of the Kardashians. In my opinion, she should have just, stayed true to her roots. And, people would have definitely loved that. Instead of, entertaining, toxic men, being a side chick, and, thinking that's a flex, promoting these trashy stereotypes and misogyny. It boggles my mind. It's really sad. She literally has access to men who are rich, powerful, educated, well-connected, talented, but no, that wouldn't be messy enough. Imagine fighting over an unfaithful, degenerate loser. I'm so confused. That's why I think this is all a publicity stunt. I feel both Bad Baby and Alabama Barker have very low standards for themselves, and they're easily played by men and easily manipulated probably by their record labels, their management, etc., etc. Bad Baby, I think she's actually recovering from cancer. She has a child. She's more focused on making a diss track towards someone who's kind of irrelevant than actually pressing charges on the man who laid hands on her and cheated on her. I don't know if she has. That's another reason why I think this whole entire beef might be fake, because just the whole situation is just complete nonsense. Even for somebody as troubled and mentally unstable as Bad Baby. And Alabama Barker is just fake all around. Girl, your family is rich, you probably went to a private school, you probably grew up with nannies, maids, private chef, you probably flew on private planes. So why behave like you grew up in the hood and survived on food stamps or something, right? Out here, fighting girls, being a side chick, it's just really embarrassing on both sides. For real. So I do sense that there is a lot of jealousy and envy on both sides. I feel like they both want to beat each other, in a sense. Of course, they would both deny being jealous of one another, and they would both deny wanting to be one another, but I kind of see how they both envy what the other one has on their on either end. So that leads me to today's topic of the video, which is that jealous friends or frenemies are not your real friends. It's pretty easy to spot somebody who wants to take your place or who's jealous of you. I mean, I'm sure their relationship was probably full of red flags, right? That's why it's so important for us as women to really keep our circles kind of small. I do think that as women, we are community builders and we should be striving to, reach out and create relationships and connections as much as we can. However, when it comes to who you really allow into your inner circle, that circle should be small. It should be extremely small, like one or two, maybe maximum three people. These people need to be people who are not jealous of you, so that they wouldn't feel like threatened by you, basically. But you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together. When someone is problematic, like Bad Baby, of course she's gonna attract friends who are also problematic. So that should really come to no surprise. But as they say, birds of a feather do typically flock together. So it's no surprise that someone who is, kind of mentally and emotionally unstable and has had such a chaotic upbringing and is so problematic as Bad Baby, it's not a surprise that she's friends with people like Alabama Barker. So you have to be the type of person that you want to attract into your life. If you want a friend that's loyal and, not gonna sleep with your man, you also have to be that type of person yourself. What's really disturbing about this whole online feud is the amount of young women who are really resonating with this whole chaotic beef that's going on, and that's really, really concerning. I really hope that this is a lesson to young women out there that it is not cool to be trashy. Do not let men walk all over you. It's not cool to be a baby mama or a side chick. That is not a flex. Get some self-respect and don't be so easily triggered by jealous, backstabbing bitches either. Like, if you have a hater, if you have someone who's trying to destroy you, it's really not a good look to create an entire diss track about them. Like, it looks desperate, it looks triggered, it looks like what they said or did really bothered you. If Bad Baby had never responded to Alabama Barker in the first place, her name would have probably just disappeared into obscurity and nobody would have been talking about her. But now, because she's put Alabama on, basically, now Alabama has a platform and people are talking about her and she's somehow relevant. So her career is actually popping off. What she should have done was just remain unbothered, basically, and kept living her life. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And don't forget, you are an entitled princess and the main character. Bye!